Last thing is culture. So we know how to be creative. We know how to do it in groups. We have a scope so that we know what to think about, what problems to solve. And we have structures that bears it all, that tells us what to do and things like this. Now, the last piece of the puzzle is culture, because culture is going to decide if people really are going to take those risks that are inherent in innovation. The thing is, when we're doing innovation, we're moving into new waters, uncharted waters that we haven't done before. We have no experience of being there. It's new waters for us, right? So it's built into the concept that we gonna have to take risks. We have to be able to be ready to fail when we're there on the new waters. And I think a great paper to exemplify how people's motivation works, it's by Unsworth and Clegg, 2011. It's called Why Do Employees Undertake Creative Action? And I think that's a brilliant title, because why should they? Why should they care in the first place, right? Why should they really use their creativity instead of not using it? Why should they be blue instead of orange, right? And they found out that employees, basically, they used a theory called expectancy theory, very classical one in psychology. And they found out that people weigh basically costs and benefits when they are creative, when they are taking initiative, pushing an idea. We should look on this thing. We should look at this customer need. I think this could be really something here. People are gonna weigh costs and benefits in doing that. And benefits in this bowl is that I might actually create something new. I might actually accomplish something interesting and have fun doing it. I might utilize my skills and learn something new, for instance. And it's often very meaningful for people to come to work where they can work with their own ideas that they think is important, fun, and things like this. So there are clearly things in the benefits bowl here, working with ideas, innovations, and things like that. Problem is that has to be weighed to the costs bowl, right? And the things in that bowl. And if there are no time for exploration, that is 100% of your work week is going to be used to orange things, then the blue things, the exploration things, will have to take time from the orange things, right? And that's going to be a problem, because oftentimes we have to deliver today, here and now. That's often more important than looking at the future and tomorrow. So if I don't have time for it, then that's going to be a cost for me. I have to weigh that cost towards the benefits, of course. It could be also that thresholds are too high. If there are no real work methods in place that guides me in what I'm supposed to do, that's going to be very hard to even get started if I don't know what to do. So that's why work methods is so important. And of course, the last one is that people don't want to be seen as failures. So if there is any kind of cold shower or any distaste to failure in the company, that's going to end up directly in the cost bowl here. That people are going to weigh that towards the benefits. And I'm actually doing a lot of talks to the public sector, and I would actually say that in the public sector there are a lot of creative people who has a lot of initiative and wants to do things. The problem for the public sector is that the costs bowl are much more heavy than the benefits bowl for most people, especially with this failure thing. I don't know why, but the public sector and failure doesn't really jive well. They think that journalists are all powerful, and just because they end up in the newspaper, because they changed something with the school, something with a school mat. So what's that in English? Like a canteen? Yeah, the canteen at school. They changed something with it. Parents are furious about it. That's going to be seen as a failure, and that's going to be a wet blanket on people's willingness to even apply themselves. So I think that this is an interesting view of culture. If you understand that culture is basically how people weigh pros and cons of their actions, you can start to fill these two bowls. What are people thinking here at Nordea, for instance, when trying to have an initiative, trying to push an idea, things? What are the costs for that, or potential costs? What are the potential benefits? That's how you understand your culture and change it.